Just keeping my eyes on the chart at the minute. This is a 250k challenge. You start off with 250k. I'm at 260, just over 260 at the moment. Took a really nice trade this morning, by the way. Wow. Had this huge sell-off. And well, first off, I've got a nice little trade here. That was, what time was that? That was when I woke up this morning. Took a nice, that was $1,500. And then when price was absolutely throttling it down here, we just did the second standard deviation on the VWAP, and I started layering in. I had about 8k worth of drawdown available to me on this particular challenge. It's an end of day challenge. I think I went 3k into drawdown, so I was a little bit nervous, I've got to be honest. But I got out here for about 6k in the green, and it really kind of rocketed me back up. So not a bad day, not a bad day. So kind of coming into New York, what do we expect? Well, in my opinion, I think if I go to the 15-minute real quick, if you look here, it's a bit messy. Let me just get rid of that a second. Set that off. Asia just opens up the range, right? And then we consolidate it for a bit and then complete manipulation to the downside from London. So took the lows. And so now what we normally anticipate is some sort of consolidation for New York. Maybe it'll come and take the high, maybe it'll come and take the low, but usually some sort of expansion after a bit of consolidation. Because as I say, we've took the high and made another all-time high. I think the high of this is currently 164. So that was a lovely move that in London. I don't tend to take them moves though. It's very ICT based. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. I kind of use a bit of that myself, but I'm not waiting for any displacement and a big move down. I'm a scalper, right? I know where I need to be with these things. So let's get back to the 1 minute. Only looking for small scalps, right? Looks like we've been consolidating. We've got a bit of a mid-range here. So I'm hoping it just keeps rotating up, down for some scalps. After that big sell-off, you know, we've kind of been moving up and then consolidating a bit more in this range. I do think it probably starts to go lower, but whether this be perceived as a fake out just to clear the lows here and here, I don't know yet. Right, let me get my trading platform on, because if I see something I like, I'll go for it, right? Got some nice equal lows here. So, what would that tell us? Equal lows here. Potentially, a little bit of a manipulation down, take the liquidity here, and then move back up. So, I might be tempted for a little long here. If price wants to come and stick its neck out. Hope you're all trading well today. And if you're watching this on the replay, I hope you had some good days. I've had a really mixed week trading. I got 20 evaluations from Apex. I bought 20 of them. 50k ones they were. I got passed 5 and failed 15. But I trade aggressive on evaluations, more relaxed, and don't go too nuts. Try to slow build on the PA accounts. Difficult price action at the moment, though. I'm not seeing anything I want to just dive into. There's a feeling you get whenever you're trading. There's a sense, right, where you know when to get in and not know when not to get in. I mean, when I first started trading, I just wanted to always be in a trade, and it's the worst kind of feeling, because you're not really doing anything. You're not doing yourself any justice, right? You're just going in because you want to be in a trade, and you want to feel that mad rush. But you know, right? When you get a sense, you got to have a bit of market IQ, bit of intelligence on the charts. You got to see how the candles are moving. Look at your volume. I mean, that move before, in my opinion, right? That move before, that was nothing more than institutions driving price lower so that they can mark up the price to get better prices. So this is where they've done their buying, but they pushed the price down. So what does that mean? I think price will do this. Price is going to come up, reclaim the highs, and then I think price is going to come smacking back down, so that they'll have got a nice move to the upside, took out some profit, and then the one where they've shorted here, they will get come out here number one basically break even, come back down here, release the sells from them shorts, and then that feels like a move that I can see today. So I think we'll probably continue to go up a little bit, if I'm honest. Still 80% discount at the moment for Apex trades. So not a bad deal. Worth grabbing hold of some, because I think it'll be going up. I know it's not. It's not out much longer, but make sure you grab yourself one before they all go, because they go to 71% after that, and it feels too expensive to be buying evaluations at that price, in my opinion. Current 1 minute market structure is here. This is the current range, right? So theoretically, we broke this low here. which is kind of on a lower term time frame made us bullish on the very, very lower term time frame. So that would have been a lower term time frame trend change. So now what we'd expect is that's the high that created the low, and there's the low. So this is your theoretically right. This is your range here. Come on, Andrew, work yourself out of this. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Where is my? Oh, there you go. So here's where you theoretically should be short and right this discount range here, which what we expect now is for that to break, don't we? Really, because if this pattern is to play out, I mean my mindset, if I'm honest, is a little bit more. I think New York will open and probably expand bullish. The thing I struggle with at the moment is, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, more often than not, we have the low of the week, Tuesday or Wednesday. And well, yesterday was a real low, right? Well, actually, it was, but then we had the huge move from the news that came out, right? We go to the 15 minute. Let me just check this. Yeah, it was really consolidatory. It didn't really move at all for the first few days. So we had what's that? So there's Monday, there's Tuesday. So there's the Tuesday low, Wednesday low, sorry, and then prices come back up again. So what I can see in my mind is potentially kind of just identifying the zones, right? Let's just change that. Let's get rid of that. Sorry, to a quick fib. You're kind of potentially looking at this as a zone where price could come down to, and then finish off high, right? Finish off. So come down. I mean, theoretically, we've kind of covered the imbalance there with this, but I think it's going to act as a nice zone. But I could definitely make an argument in a case the price, could do something like that, and then really expand to make a finish off Friday with a new high. That's kind of my more macro level, right? I'm just kind of keeping in mind. So when I'm scaling in here, I'm probably going to scale in small, um, in the sense that I want to be able to manage the trade if it goes the wrong way. But let's go back to the 1 minute. Let's see how things are cooking. I'm gonna go one contract short, right? Because I do think we're ready for this. If I have to work out of it, it's fine. Okay. Do we have any news today? Anybody? Yeah. Ah. See, when you scale in, by scaling in with just one contract, like it gives you a lot of wiggle room, right, to really work out. I mean, on a 250k challenge, I've got 24 contracts to work to. Now, if you start off too high with your contracts, it's difficult to work your way out of it. So if you're scalping for big numbers, it's a bit risky to do, right? What I would much rather do is back myself to be able to try to work myself out of a losing trade. So for example, you know, if this starts going bullish and start going into a bit of drawdown, I'm absolutely fine with that at one contract. I can manage that with no stress. It's where, like, you know, price starts to expand and then you're already over the hill with a lot of contracts, so you haven't got much wiggle room, right? That's someone's ringing me a second. Just get that off. So you haven't got much wiggle room. One contract's great. You can play. You can work your way out of that. Now my target is I'm expecting to break these lows, right, on the chart, for a little scalp down here. So I will just go. I'll have a stop. It'll be a buy stop, and I'll go just below the low. Actually, just in case it decides to make a fucking um a buy stop. Sorry, a sell stop. One contract. So what this does, because I didn't put a take profit or a stop loss, it's now a sell stop, which effectively allows me to just take that profit as a scalp. That's just like taking an order, right? In the opposite way to that. Actually, it needs to be a buy stop. It's the opposite. What am I doing? Come on, mate. The buy stop. Yeah. One. Is it a buy stop? I fucking get confused. I'll just manually exit the trade because anyway. So this position now, right? I'm not worried. It's like I've got so here's another good thing why I like the end of day drawdown. So not so much the Apex ones, right? Apex is trailing drawdown. That means from your highest watermark, if you haven't taken profit, you start going into drawdown from the highest point that your trade was in. It's really tough, right? On the end of day drawdown, I started this, so I've got about 10k's worth of drawdown effectively to play with to manage myself out of a trade. That is a nice amount to be in, right? I see absolutely everything on the chart as traps. Everything is just a trap. Like even there now, depends on where this candle closes, but what you can expect is that was a trap here, right? That will have caused a trap. So people who've gone short, expecting a bit of a blowout, are now in a little bit of pain and now trapped to the upside. So these people hopefully will get out and price continues down. So the real trap actually was at the top, right? Because it looks like price is going to just fall out. Could be wrong, don't mind. But that looks like where the trap is. So it looks two nice bullish candles, a little bit of volume. People are now thinking, okay, let's go long. Price is going to start breaking out. A little bit of trap traders there now thinking, shit, where I should have exited. As prices going down, probably starting to average in a little bit to cover the cost of the trade. I just see everything as a trap. This is how liquidity is built here, right? So you get this kind of up and down movement, waiting for the breakout, going large, then price comes back down, and then you think, okay, now I'm going to long, then I'm going to short, then I'm going to long. What you're doing is you're really just building liquidity here for what will be the first move, which is usually your manipulated move, right? Just to kind of capture those guys that think there's going to be a breakout. The breakout trade goes the wrong way, and then the real move comes on and moves down. So this looks very trappy, this kind of price action to me. It's like it's golding people into buys and sells in and around this zone. What does that mean? Well, it does. What we don't know for sure is whether it's going to break to the downside or the upside, right? We've just got to be prepared both ways. But what it also means is, for me as a scalper, I'm not going to knee jerk into a trade just because it's in drawdown. That's the wrong thing to do, because you know you need to give yourself as much breathing space as possible. Like for now, I'm only in one contract. I've got 24 contracts to play with, and I'm not in any kind of any harm, right? But we'll see. Even if price shit, even if price really starts skipping away from me, I've always got I've always got some level of ability to try to work my way out of it. Now, here's the reality: this is a funded challenge, right? I got it on 90% discount, so it's how much did I pay? $40 or something like that. It's pretty cheap anyway, right? But that's the risk. So my risk on this trade, however I feel it, is that I lose this evaluation account at $25 or whatever. So that's how I think about this from a risk perspective. So I can be quite aggressive and not be too nervous. Because ultimately, it's if I lose, I'm not losing hundreds of thousands of pounds. I'm losing £40 or $25 or whatever it was. Honestly, it's how I've managed to pass so many evals. It's the only way I do it. Tempted to go back in on another. I'm hoping this breaks out right to the upside, if I'm genuinely honest, because I think that will be the initial fake move. This is very consolidatory. This I'd be more concerned if it breaks to the downside first, because I think that would, for me, signal that potentially the price is going to go higher. Like I could accept a little bit of a move to the upside, clear that liquidity, and then price will come down. I'm just going to one. Does it look like on 5 minute? Very wicky here, isn't it? I mean, that to me tells me that we have some nice absorption here. So every time price is coming into this zone here, it's getting that up, right? The buyers are stepping in. So I could see, again, this is why I'm only going to hold a trade to about here, because I think it could be a fake move to the upside. However, I've got a much larger zone painted down here, which is the 618 retracement from that huge move from Thursday. However, we are coming into 15 minutes from open, so I don't know if I want to have a trade open before the open. Ah. Guys, if anyone is here, always nice if you hit the like. Tempted to, what are we on? 15 minutes to go. Just bought another contract. See how price action's getting really contained here now. It's like there's a different feeling. There's a difference towards how that price starts to move, like kind of nonchalantly up and down. But now it feels like something's grabbing hold of it, right? If you can see, you can visually see how the price is kind of not letting price push down. Feels like it might start to expand a bit to the upside. That's kind of my take. Just watching the candles form. I could just come down a little bit further and get out just before the open. Is my mindset at the minute. Took $40. Wasn't the best trade, to be fair. I was just, I don't know. Oh, fuck off. As if it would do that. Of course it would. Anyway, doesn't matter. But here, aren't we? We've got a little trade just to keep us going, gets us into the flow. Remember, just if you're scalping, you don't need to go nuts. Start with one contract, build in, go to 2 contracts. Once you've gone to 2 contracts, this isn't trading advice. Don't follow me. I'm an idiot. I haven't got a clue about trading. But once I go to 2 contracts, and then my next one is I'm probably going to go 2 contracts again. What I'm trying to do is half the distance each time we have a bit of a pump. Actually, not a bad idea to get out there, right? So it's only $40, but there you go. So 9 minutes. Let's see. I've got just over. Oh, sorry, guys. Just over 4,200 to pass. I think that's possibly doable on this account in the time frame. I've got 2 PAs that I'd like to start trading as well, plus the other 5 that I'm not trading yet. I haven't even converted them into PAs yet. To be honest with you, I don't want to pay the money just yet. I want to get a couple of withdrawals and then I'll use that to pay for the accounts. All up here. Let me show you this win from today. It was insane. So we had this big sell-off here. I took a lovely trade this morning, right? Let me just show you this one actually, because there was some good TA here. Me and some of my trading buddies had spotted a few things, right? So number one, we were coming into this for me a bit of an inversion, right? So you had the let me just compress this a little bit, guys. You can see this zone here between the where was it? Hang on, let me just double check which one I'm talking about in case I get it wrong. This one here, right? You can see we pushed up in London and then pushed back down. Now this is an inverted or an inverse inversion fair value gap. So this zone was created. This is a 15-minute one, by the way. I just waited for price to come into here. And what I should have done, I never done, is held onto that huge run down, right? I actually got out here. But that was still a lovely $1,500 trade, right? So you can see where the little red arrow is on the thing. If I hover, that's the exact entry where the little red chevron comes in, and then where I got out was there, right? Now you think $1,500. If I'd have left that running and not been a shitbag, you're talking fucking. I'd have passed this in flying colours, but anyway, I didn't. But then you had this big sell-off, and then what I'd done is I waited because there's a visual that you see, right? You can kind of start to sense when the volume and the move starts to wait. What I look for specifically, and I'll put this on because it's my go-to, is the second standard deviation on the VWAP, right? That's 2 standard deviations it is from its value of where it's currently at. Big push down. I absolutely anticipated, for me at least, that it was going to be purely institutional. And then I started hitting the trades from there, and there. Right, so I was a little bit overzealous. I'm gonna be honest. I was about 3k in drawdown at that point, but I had about 8 to play with. So and I went from there to there and got out. That was a $6,000 win because I started this balance with about 254 something, maybe even less. It was a really good trade actually. I was quite pleased with that one. Probably my biggest trade this year in terms of revenue off a trade. I was quite happy with that. Some market antics. So we've got a bit of a plan. I think go a few ways, right? I think this is a nice little liquidity trap here. I think we'll take on the open. But I think the bigger piece is further down, right? And then I think it'll finish the day off strong. Get that Friday feeling. Everyone wanting to take profits. That would be my assessment of today's price action. But as scalpers, we're not really asked. We're not holding the trades that long, right? We're just looking for a few in and out jobs. If it looks good, we'll continue to hold. If not, we'll get out. We'll use price action to guide us on that. Don't like being in on the open. Too wishy-washy. You can get good results, but if it doesn't go in your favour, damn, you can be absolutely sozzled. But what I am going to do is try to capture a nice little quick in and out trade, right? Might go against me here live. I don't mind. It's all education at the end of the day, isn't it? Two contracts? No, let's just go one. Because you can build up with one contract. We want 3 ticks on the bid. Don't want to go in that market. We'll get flushed. Got a lot of zones here, right? So we've got obviously London still in play till 5 p.m. my time. That's another 2.5 hours. There's London's low here. Here's London's high. That's a big range, right? A really, really, really big range. So we're talking 125. Actually, it's a bit higher. Well, actually, no. London is 126, and then you've got Asia is 132. That would create an all-time high again, right, to finish off strong. So what are we thinking here? I'm thinking potentially, we'll do some flip-flopping as we normally do, but I think, this looks very consolidatory for another move down, right? Down here is a much bigger leg. I don't know whether we'll go that far down. Anything's possible, right? But Fridays is usually a little bit of a less volume day, but we'll see. But I think we'll probably come and claim these highs later in the day to close. Let's see. 1 minute to go. Let's get ready, baby. 36 seconds. Have we got our VWAP on? We have indeed. Okay, 15 seconds. Let's go. It's better. Okay, which way are we going? Up initially. Let's see. That's it. Keep going up. Don't want to get in yet. Don't want to get in yet. It's clear. London, New York's high. Big push up. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Nice. Want to tap in there? Ah, you mother. Okay, filled. Nice $100 tap out. Take that. So what that's done is cleared all the liquidity here, right? Nice. And now it's, let's just see what happens. Don't want to rush in here. Is that you, Emsol? Oh, it's limit buy. Fuck. Yeah, should have realised that, mate. Tempted for another move here if it wants to continue high. Hasn't really taken any liquidity below yet, and I do think the longer picture is a little bit more down. So let's give it another little push up, I think. Here we go. Another push. Big, big, big push. Take that. So you're going to have a lot of trap traders, right? You've got to be careful here. But the beauty is I can stomach this, right? This is only one contract, right? And this is the difference. You can't be crazy. If you're going to try and capture a move with 10, 5, 6, 8 contracts, you're going to get caught out big time, right? And it's not going to go in your favor. You know, wait for that big expansive move. Wait for that kind of liquidity push, right? I mean, right now these are strong candles. I still anticipate the price is going to go higher. We haven't seen really any wick, right? So I'm still not 100% confident we're coming down yet. Again, there's more trap traders, so I've got to be thinking about how I'm going to play this a little bit. But I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm in good shape. Remember, I've got 10K's worth of drawdown to play with. Not that I want to be in that kind of hole, right? Because that's just that's just not where we want to be. The other thing, you know, let's hope that it's not just one of those days where we just completely fly out the traps, right? And there really is no breakdown, at least for a good go. So we'll have to see. Lovely short squeeze, this though. Lovely short squeeze. Come right in that zone there. Bit more, bit higher. Push, push, push. Seems like it's struggling a little bit up at the zone. First move, in my opinion, is always the fake move, right? We haven't claimed any liquidity to the downside. All we've done is we've just rocketed out the trap. Sometimes, by the way, I've seen it where it just goes and it just like a train, it doesn't stop. Very, very rare do you get you don't get an opportunity to at least if you've made a mistake to get out of it with some sort of. It's when you hold on thinking it's going to go down, right? But this feels containy, like it's trying to contain price. You know, trap a few traders, wash out some of those shorts. I'm all right with that. I can take that. That happens a lot, and I'm comfortable with it. Right, I'm not overly exposed. I'm in 2 contracts at the moment. It's just par for the course, right? But I'm well positioned where I am here. I'm not feeling too risky at this moment in time. Nice $500 scalp. Just as a recap there, just so you know exactly what my mindset was. When price rocketed from the open, first candle, very strong, lots of volume, anticipated that that was going to be the case. Second candle, slightly less volume, but stepping out the way, right? That's probably a lot of people getting liquidated, because you can see here, in terms of volume spread analysis, right? That candle is much longer than that one, at least from my interpretation, but less volume, right? Less aggression, meaning sellers are stepping out the way or getting liquidated. And so that's now thinking, okay, well, sometimes what you tend to find on the open is you'll get a big candle to start, then a big opposite candle the other way. This feels like, for me, price is being contained a little bit, but I was absolutely happy going in with a second order on the next high of the candle, and that was just me gauging where it was. But by the way, I can be criticised for saying, "Why didn't you hold?" It's easy to say that in hindsight. It's not. It's sometimes you just got to think, take the win, move the price on. Now what are we? 261, 380, some about 3,000, 600 to go. Yeah, now I'm kicking myself. Right, that's fine. Damn. I think someone's messaging. How does your phone camera track you when you move? It's the iPhone, Mike. It's so on the iPhone, you there's a setting when you link it with your Mac, right? So it's got you've got to have a MacBook. But when you link it to your Mac, there's a setting called center stage, and when you hit center stage, it tracks. It's got a bit of AI into it and stuff like that, which is quite cool. So we still got a way to go. Yeah, still got another 4 grand. In a bit of no man's land at the moment. This is a tough place to trade now, so you got to just sit and be patient and wait for something. If you look though, see this zone here? Wow, I mean that's look it got it pretty much to the dollar accuracy, right? That same zone was marked out. I think it's a 15-minute fair value gap that's been pretty much well respected. I can't remember where it was created, but it's a nice zone being defended, and it's interesting that that's the pretty much the place it came to. Might break through yet though. Let's continue to watch, my friends. I'm just reading Kev's. He's absolutely smashing it with this bot. Wow. Oh my god. 5 times 50k evals. Lovely. Um, what are we looking like on the 5 minute? Hmm. Here's my favorite. I'd love us to come start tagging this standard deviation. I get super risky at that point. Sorry, guys. I'm full of. I don't know what I'm full of. Actually, I feel dreadful today. And yesterday, woke up feeling like crap. Feels like it's struggling to push higher, doesn't it? I'm getting that sense. Scared of the trap now, though. It feels when price action's this easy to push down. I get, sorry, I get scared of the trap. It's like these blue candles here. When you see these blue candles, I think trap, because when you see them, it's people are stepping out the way, right, and it makes it easier for price to move. But that for me feels like, okay, well, if sellers are stepping away, prices push them down quite quickly, which means the candle distance from top to bottom in proportion to its volume is a lot bigger. So the volume is relatively low. So it's really easy to push price. And I see that, I start thinking trap. And so, to continue driving down on a trap is trading thuid. Is my stream going all choppy? Hope not. Hmm. Blue candle. Look at the volume, right? To the move. Is this a trap? Does the volume color change? Does the candle color change? Volume is low, decent sized candle. I should be going short here, but I'm not going to. Let's see. Wow. Look at that. It's like sellers are stepping away. Wow. It was a trap. Look at the wick. Look at the wick. I'm going to go one contract short. It's a trap. Like some more volume here. You can keep coming down now. If this doesn't turn a different colour, I'm going to get out of the trade because it could be an opposing trap. So another $200 or $300 there. It's okay. This is a lovely zone to trade in here. This is just. I'd like to take the high though. I would like us to take the high, and then I'd hold a trade for longer then, because I think, yeah, I'd be surprised if New York doesn't come down, take some prisoners. Oof. A little bit of that slip, to be fair. I just don't want it to be another trap, right? To the upside. So now this is exactly what I'm saying. So now that is that's a nice trap, right? What's it done here? Cleared the imbalances from these 1 minute moves to the upside. Theoretically, you've got trap traders here now. Volume's not great, but in comparison, it's not bad. So I would anticipate the price is probably going to keep moving up now. And what I would like for it to do is come and start tagging this zone here. Maybe even creating a newer high at this stage. But if it, in my opinion, if it goes and creates a new high at this stage in the day, then I don't anticipate it finishing there. I probably expect that it would come down, but you know, as snipers, our job is to not try and guess. It's to just play what's in front of us, right? That's 4 out of 4 so far. I'm quite happy with that. Probably I don't know, maybe $1,500 so far. Not bad. I want to see some volume and some gusto coming, pushing price to the upside. These poor guys here are in pain, right? Expecting a blowdown. Let's see what happens. By the way, if you're watching this after the fact, gotta come and join our Discord. The level of trading expertise in our Discord server is probably second to none. Well, I can't make that statement because I don't know who else has got trading servers. However, there's some really, really good traders, and lots of different styles, right? A good friend of mine, Mikey, really, really good trader, passed an awful lot of evaluations. He actually passed 8 Apex funded trader evals yesterday. I passed 5. We've got Kev, all part of our core team, by the way, who has built an amazing bot I mean, he puts his results there every single day about how it's doing, particularly the last couple of days. Wow, he's got it to such a fine art that it's just bringing in, of one, maybe two contracts, like $3,500 last 2 days has been really, really good, and not really excited about that actually. You've got myself, of course, past a number of evals now. I've got about, I think, 5 PA accounts. One 150, two 150s, one 250, and I've got two 50s, but I've got 5 that I haven't activated yet. So it's actually a lot more, but I'm not going to activate them yet until I get a little bit of a payout. So some really, really good quality. We've also got another chap who pops in now and again, JJ, who's got his own Discord server, but oftentimes will come and pop in. Another really good trader. So we're not a for-profit organization. We just want to create a community of people with like-minded aspects. Specifically, if you're in the trading game and you are a prop firm trader, it's a good environment. Often share our results and our ideas and stuff like that. So I've put the link in the description in the chat actually. So if you're not in the server yet, feel free to come along and come and say hi. Trade all different accounts as well. Some of the guys are trading Top Step. I'm not trading Top Step at the moment. I'm trading Elite Funded Trader. Hey Will, nice to see you, buddy. Also trading Apex. So my main two at the moment is Apex Funded Trader and Elite Funded Trader, ETF and ATF. However, I'm tempted by my funded futures forex MFFU. Mikey, if you're in, mate, you could just drop a little note as to what that one is. But that one looks really good as well. That one probably benefits not so much scalp, and I don't think you can scalp on that type. It's more for intraday and holding. But you've got some really good things, like you've got the diamond hands, which I really like. So the diamond hands is you can trade and leave overnight, and you don't get penalized for it. I think that's fantastic. Also the end of day drawdown. This current one that I'm trading right now is end of day drawdown. What I love about that, I mean, right now I'm about 7k in profit. I think was that 55. Yeah, 7k in profit plus an additional 4,300. I'm allowed to go into drawdown, so that gives me a total of 7, 8, 9, 10, so about 11k's worth of drawdown right now. So I've got the ability to really use today's capital to pass this, right? I'm only about just over 3k to pass this funded challenge, right? So which I'm open I can do today. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I've got the ability to really work myself out of a failing trade. If I get a level wrong, or I can either just choose to do a stop loss, which yeah, okay, or I can actually try to work my way out of it by averaging in and getting more of a move. So I really like that. End of day drawdown really favors that kind of trade, but the Apex ones, it's very difficult to work your way out. And also, I think for the mental capacity, if you go into drawdown, if you do, let's say on a 50k account, if you've got a 50k account with Apex, and you take a stop loss on $1,000 loss, you're already starting with only $1,500 worth of drawdown. That's a difficult mental barrier to overcome, because you're really nervous and panicky. You can't stay into trades too long. That part of it, I'm not a fan of. And so, what I'm doing at the moment on the PAs is just taking it easy, like $300 wins, calling it for the day. Don't try and egg the PAs. Because think about it logically, right? On Apex, you have to trade at least 10 days minimum. So on a 50k account, if your aim is $300 a day, you've got to trade 10 days anyway. So $300 a day, that's $3,000, right? That's a payout. Now $300 is absolutely possible. If you have a day where you get $800 as an example, well, you've effectively you're a day ahead, or maybe even more than a day ahead on that. So that's the kind of thing you've got to be thinking about once you get to your PAs. Anyway, right, we're in a bit of a consolidatory path here, right? We've got a bit of a trap at the bottom side here, where you can see moving on, and now we're kind of consolidating. So we'll see. It's hard to digest which way this is going to go, but my feeling is it's not going to let those trap traders off easy. So I would suspect price will continue higher to wash out some of those traders. And then I'd like it to come and take or see how it respects the fair value gap above us on that MTF line. It'd be nice to have a Friday and go in with another past eval, I've got to say. I've just got to fucking start converting these into payouts, though. That's the problem. So many evals, I don't even know how to trade anymore. Honestly, it's getting a little bit like frustrating to like manage. Try copy trading 5 accounts. I don't care who you are. You can have balls of steel. When you are copy trading 5 accounts, there's just a level of nervousness, particularly on PA accounts, right? I don't think I'm probably going to copy trade any PA accounts. It was a lovely idea, but putting that into practice and trying to trade them, it's a bit difficult. This feels like that grindy price action, right? Where, like, picture this here. So price, and I always say these blue candles, it's like the market lets these things happen, right? Because it knows, in relation to the volume, to the size of the candle, it's ease of movement, right? That's the key thing. It's ease of movement. So, you know, can you imagine if you've had a nice big deep blue candle here and you're thinking, okay, price is going to continue going down. Then you get this huge big candle here. I was short, by the way. I shorted here. Can you see where that little chevron is? I started short and there. I fancied that it was going to start moving down. I didn't get. I got out there. It was only a scalp, $200-300 maximum. But if you're shorting on this, this is quintessential FOMO trading, right? You're short and thinking price is going to continue going down. So these guys here are in a little bit of pain right now, aren't they? And so forgetting about price action, forgetting about theory, forgetting about anything, you've got to remember it's about orders and exchange of orders always occurring at that order book, right? CME futures, as an example, every futures goes through them. And whether you subscribe to this idea that there's a master algorithm or not, the reality of it is there's a benefit to creating orders. Orders are liquidations, orders are stop loss hunts, orders are buys, orders are sells. Every single order is just either a buy or a sell, however you like to put it, whether it's liquidation or any other. And so to find that there's a lot of trap traders here, you got to think to yourself, how likely is price going to come back down and help these guys? There you go. What did they say? So now we're starting to think about a nice little limit order short. I'd like us to, so we've gone past there. Let's continue. Oh, 3 o'clock. There must be news. Gents, I am not trading. Has anyone got any intel? Has anyone got news and intel, please? How many contracts do you usually trade on a trade eval? I tend to go a little, well, I tend to, oh, look at that. I was going to dive in. Sorry, Will. I tend to start with one contract and then I will phase in based upon how I need to manage the trade. I was going to go in at when we hit this second standard deviation here. Do you know why I panicked? Because I didn't know what news has just come out. 3 o'clock news, right? What have we got? ISM PMI. So the forecast was 49.5. Actual was 47.8. So they forecasted a higher. So it's dropped. I don't know if that's bullish or bearish. I have to be honest. So we sit this one out for a minute, chaps. Okay, let's not go too crazy here. PM in 2 minutes. Yeah, I didn't realize that, matey. Honestly, that was probably why the price action here was getting a little bit stippled. Um, Sol, can you confirm, in your opinion, and it is only your opinion, what a lower than anticipated PMI means in the sense of economic data? Is that good for markets or bad for markets? And not so much forex, obviously, but futures. Our price is really moving down now. I'm annoyed at myself, but we can't follow in, right? So I've kind of shifted my perspective when it comes to news. I don't think it matters either way. It's just a catalyst. That's a very fair point. Do you know what I've noticed that, mate? It is just a catalyst, right? And to predict whether it's good or bad is churlish because I've seen it do completely the opposite things. It's a really good answer. That I'd agree with that. You know, and a lot of the time, you know, some institutions factor certain levels in that they expect even outside of, you know, what the expectancy is that they use to tally it. It's a really good response. It's pointless to try and anticipate that. However, we've had a little bit of a break to the upside, right? And I think I am fancying. I'm going to try and get in on a short again. I just wanted to go a bit higher. I'd like us to come and tap that second standard deviation point here, circa 165. Is that a new all time high, by the way? I think it is, isn't it? 176. 30 minutes. Yeah, there you go. New all time high. So, and we've had no downside activity at all on this Friday session. So let's just sit and wait for a bit. Let's not dive in right now. I think we've got lots of really good opportunities here. I like that prices continuing up, but it's very contained. So these poor guys here were wrecked now, right? So I'm imagining that was a wrecked point. I want to go short, but not here. I'd like another big. So you got to remember, this is now the London kill zone as well. 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock, a 2 hour window where a lot more volume comes into the charts. I will just to answer your question on profit target. I don't trade with a target in mind. I do it based upon how tweaky me bumhole gets, right? Because my mindset is I'm watching the candles and I'm seeing how things materialize. And I'm kind of, if I'm in a trade and it's a low risk trade, like for example, if I'm in a trade where I'm only 1 or 2 contracts in and price really starts moving away, I'm okay to hold that. But on a really big move where I'm 4, 5, 10 contracts in, you know, the numbers really just magnify, right? So it's like 3K, 4K, and it really starts to move. That kind of move, I'm okay with taking a scalp of a couple of K here or there because that really makes a big impact. Like right now, I've got to get this to 265. If I get this to 265, that's another 250K pass. So I'm just over 3K away. So I'm like, if I go on one contract now, I'm not too bothered about holding it a little bit longer. If I'm holding it longer, I'll probably target external liquidity, by the way. That's, you know, session lows, session highs, daily lows, something like that, if I'm confident. There we go. A little bit of manipulation to get us going. It's nice not being in a trade here, by the way. I'm usually in a trade and feeling a little bit anxious now. But what we're looking for, right, on this is, are we well positioned? So, like, the key question is, if we get in at somewhere near the highs of the day and we're in at a low value, we're well positioned either way, and we can react to the market, even if we have a bit of a, you know, crazy pump. What's not good is when you're not well positioned, right, and you're going in at relatively high contracts, because you've got no way to play that. It gets a little bit kind of scary. So I don't have too much of an issue going short when we're at the top. I should have played this a bit better. I've got to be honest. I just didn't realize it was news, and that's kind of what put me off going for it, really. So, yeah, that's how I know that you're messaging me when the Discord pop comes in. Right, so bit of consolidation here. I feel like it's going to break out to the upside though. I mean, I'm generally a reversal trader, so I'm always trying to do the counter trade. It's not always the smartest thing to do, but I- I'm gonna say this without trying to sound like a bit of a dick, but there's a level of experience. And by the way, I anticipate at some point I'll get completely caught out. It's happened to me many a times before. I'm absolutely not adverse to that, but I'd say on the balance of play, I could probably get more right than I get wrong. And because I can work out of the trade, I'm generally all right. I mean, right now we're at that second standard deviation. I'm not tempted to go in yet because I think it's going to create a new high, and it could even start to rip up, right? So I'm not getting in any trade just yet. But I mean, 18,200 would be a good position, right? In terms of round numbers, in terms of, and it's also the third standard deviation. But it doesn't, for me right now, like trying to get in on a trade to short doesn't feel a big commitment from sellers right now. You can just feel that. And I'm not looking at the DOM either. It's just there's a sense that sellers are not really stepping in yet. And that's why I'm kind of just sitting outside the sidelines. You can feel the aggression from the buyers, right? Just in the way the candles are moving. And now what you're gonna have absolutely 100% is people trying to catch the top, and it's exactly fueling the move to the upside because those sellers are effectively fueling the liquidity to continue the price going higher. So you need to see clear sellers stepping in. But equally, I'm not going to long at this point either, right? Because again, sellers can step in at any point. But I think this is going to skip up. If it breaks this high here, it's going to really go. And what I'm looking for is that really expanded move that liquidates a lot of short positions. Once that maximum liquidation's happened, there's more of a level of confidence that you can start to scale. Yeah, there you go. There's that push. Not getting any rejection yet. There's no blow off top candle, right? That's what I'm looking for. Something that really shows and demonstrates a real big move. I want to see green candles here. Until I see them, it's not a move, right? Also, by the way, it's crazy to start shorting when you're at all time highs because it's just not the right thing to do. So I'm happy just watching the candle form. Sorry, I didn't realize my camera was off there. Price keeps going. If we get to third standard deviation, I'm interested in trading simply because it's an interesting location. If this is a good one for us, right? If this becomes a displacement candle, nice big strong candle, I would then look at closing that or getting in at the fair value gap of that displacement candle. That would be a move I'd be interested in. But it's at this point, it's we're on the 1 minute candle, right? And there's nothing that gives us that sign yet. Oh, if you're shorting here, it's difficult. I hope none of our boys are shorting at this minute in time. Clean my screen a little bit. What does BTD mean, mate? By the dip. Yeah. Wall Street seesaw after rally on AI boost inflation relief. Okay. US stocks struggled for direction on Friday as investors took a breather after the previous session's rally, driven by an inflation reading that strengthened the bets of interest rate cuts by June and persistent artificial intelligence mania. The tech-heavy Nasdaq closed at a record high on Thursday, spurred by gains in AI-linked stocks such as heavyweight chip design and Nvidia, and its rival advanced AMD, which hit an all-time peak. Shares of Nvidia, the key driver of the AI rally on Wall Street this year, were up 1.4%, while those of advanced micro devices climbed 3.1%. They're nice moves, aren't they? 9% surge. Well, Wall Street rally found further support as the personal consumption expenditure, and this is the one that the Feds paid more attention to, right, for the data. Came in with inline expectations on Thursday and showed annual inflation growth was the smallest in 3 years. Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 59 points. The S&P sector energy was top sector performer with a 1.1% rise as crude prices also got a lift. So now that we got through the PCE report, investors are willing to sit on the sidelines a little bit today. Senior wealth advisor Nolte said, so blah, blah, blah. So bullish, right? Uh, maybe you're right, matey. Maybe the time to trade is gone today. I mean, it's hard to look past bullish movements, right? Certainly on the AM session. I think the AM session is probably just going to continue to drive higher with this grind. It'll grind, consolidate, grind, push up, consolidate, push up, consolidate. And this kind of arched curve here always reminds me of continuation to the upside. That beat, by the way, is an alert that I have for the deviations. Just keeps getting bought up, right? Just keeps getting bought. Like if you're in a short position here, you have to keep either. Well, you've got two options. You can close the trade at a loss, which is probably the best idea, or you can try and work your way out of it. But as you're looking at the price action here from this candle, which was 305, you've had no opportunity to get out of jail there, have you? Took liquidity on this one candle, but that probably wouldn't have been a break even, right? Especially if you're down here and then you're layering in as you go on higher. So there's no opportunity at this stage to have gotten out of a trade yet. This might add a little bit of salvo for those trap traders, but I don't. Just buy it, keep stepping in. They using it to fuel the move. This looks like it's got a bit more about it, this move, this candle. Seems to be more strength in this, doesn't he now? Question is this going to be a trap? Another trap, right? So how will we know that? Well, depending on where this finishes and the response on the next 1 minute candle will tell us whether price is just trapping those traders or whether there's an opportunity to get in, right? This candle finishes back above this VWAP, then you definitely don't want to be thinking about shorting. Gone in. Fell for my own trap. Got to manage myself out of this now. That was a dumb move to go in there. You can just feel the pressure. You can feel the buy pressure. Don't think I'm going to get out of this one without a bit of a loss. I'd be surprised. I don't even know whether I want to try to engineer my way out of this one just because of the way the candles are. I had an opportunity to get out of that, to be fair, as well. I'll take it. Thank you, Marky, for presenting me that opportunity to get out without a scrape. Sometimes, I mean, yeah, kick myself, but I got out at break even. It was more about didn't fancy the candles. But it's better to take one at break even and take a loss. But having said that, that's probably going to go on to a nice move. Getting vibes of FOMO now. See, the reaction from the Bulls is now starting to wane a little bit. Trap has been set. Probably a good move in the end, actually. So yeah, unlucky. Not unskillful about that move. What I done there, by the way. Shouldn't have even been thinking about getting in there. I don't know why. I mean, the candle, even to try to address that, the candle's there. If anything, that's just a reversal, right? A little bit of liquidity being built, a little snap up, and then gain a little bit more for the upside. I pride myself on kind of spotting these things, so it was a little bit wasn't a good place to be getting in. I'm glad we were able to capture that for why not to take a trade. Luckily, I got out, dare I say, with the smallest of profit, but still, it was not a sensible move to go against the market on that pullback there. Do you know what I'm tempted to do, guys? I'm tempted to just let this play out until the PM session, 6 o'clock, and maybe come back online. I don't think I'm going to take any more trades now, to be honest. I'm just going to, what have I got? Yeah, just over $3,000. I've got to try and make up. I haven't got to do it today either, by the way. It'd be nice to get it done today, going into the weekend, but I'm not going to force it. But I'm going to let price do its thing. Right, I think I'm going to shoot. Hope you have a good day. Be responsible with your trading. Don't go crazy. I'll come back on and just see if we can get through the rest of this 3K. I do fancy a move down. I don't think this is going to continue higher all day to the end. I just don't think that's going to be the case. It's trying to catch that right move right to the upside, to the downside rather. Okay, take it easy, guys. I'll speak to you soon.